Okay. So in the last class, we have discussed about the transient response of the series RL circuit as well as the series RC circuit. Okay. So now in the today's class, we are going to discuss about the so in today's class, we are going to discuss about the series RLC circuit, the transient response of the series RLC circuit, or in other words, we can call it as a response of the RLC series circuit with zero initial conditions. Okay. Okay. So here, this is the RLC series circuit. Okay. So here we are going to find the response with respect to, I mean, by considering the zero initial conditions, which means we are going to find the response in the transient state. Okay. So here, the initial conditions are nothing but t is equal to 0 minus as well as t is equal to 0 plus. Okay. So because at t is equal to 0, we are considering as the switch is closed. Okay. So t is equal to 0 minus is nothing but just before the switch is closed, and t is equal to 0 plus is nothing but just after the switch is closed. Okay. So like that, these are the two initial conditions, okay, that we are going to consider to find the response of the series RLC circuit. Okay. So as we know, I mean, as we know, because already we have discussed about the individual elements and their behavior in the transient, I mean their behavior with respect to the initial conditions. Okay. So for the inductor and the capacitor, okay, so just before the switch closed, because initially the inductor and the capacitor are the total circuit is in what is that ideal state. Okay. So in that case, initially the current flowing through the inductor and the voltage across the capacitor are zero. Okay. So then if you apply the KVL to this RLC circuit, then which means the voltage across the resistor plus the voltage across the inductor plus the voltage across the capacitor is equal to the input voltage. Okay. So then that is I of t into R plus L into d by dt into I of t plus 1 by c into integral I of t into dt is equal to E into U of t. Okay. So similar way, the procedure is similar with the what is that the series RL and series RC circuit. So here also, because actually what we have to find the response, which is the I of t. Okay. So we have to find I of t, which means this is a differential equation. So for the differential equation, if you want to find what is that the response or the solution of the differential equation, so there are so many methods, but here we are going to use the Laplace transformation method. Okay. So that's why just now we are applying the Laplace transformation on both sides of this equation. Okay. So you know how to apply the Laplace transformation. So this I of t will become I of s, because R is a constant and L is a constant, and this d I of t by dt will become s into I of s, and minus I of 0, because here in by taking the Laplace transformation, we are also considering the initial conditions, and plus, so here there is a integral I of t is equal to that I of s by s. Okay, here 1 by c is always there, plus, so here the initial condition for this is the capacitor voltage v naught of sorry, that is v of 0. So that's why we have taken v of 0 by s is equal to e by s, because e into u of t, because here we have taken the unit step voltage. Okay. So that's why for that unit step voltage, the what is that the equation in the s domain is 1 by s. So that's why here you got u of t as a 1 by s. Okay. So then after simplifying this equation, because here in the case of I of 0 is 0 and v naught of 0 is also 0. Okay, because already we have considered here. Okay, because initially this what is that circuit is what is that ideal case, that is the stationary. Okay, no excitation initially. So that's why the initial current flowing through the inductor and the initial voltage across the capacitor is 0. So that's why these two terms will become 0. Then you will get, if you take I of s as a common, then you will get R plus, so here L into S. Okay, so here in this place you can substitute 0 plus 1 by Cs, okay, plus in this place you will substitute 0, then equal to E by S. Okay, then take the Laplace transformation, then take the, then take the LCM, okay, of the by these with respect to Cs. Okay, so after that here you can multiply, because if you take what is that LCM here, you will get what is that here this is RC into S. Okay, so then here it is what is that LC into S square, okay, plus 1 by Cs you will get. Okay, so after that you can multiply, okay, and you can take the LC as a common. Okay, so actually here this term will be not here because there is a printing mistake. So if you take LC as a common, okay, then you will get S square plus, okay, so CC gets cancelled, you will get R by L into S plus, okay, so here 1 is there, so that's why 1 by LC is there. Okay, then after that, okay, so here what is that, C gets cancelled, okay, you will get here L, okay, because actually you are taking LC as a common here. Okay, then this C gets cancelled and this S gets cancelled. Okay, so then you will get I of S is equal to I of S into S square plus R by L into S plus 1 by LC is equal to E by L, because I'm just sending this L to this side. Okay, see, you will get the equation, that is I of S is equal to E by L into, okay, so because here these two terms will get cancelled, you will get 1, so 1 by this total term you will be having, so that is I of S is equal to E by L into 1 by S square plus R by L into S plus 1 by LC. Okay, so let me consider here, this is the second order equation. Okay, so that is S square plus what is, or you can call it as AS square plus BS plus C. Okay, AS square plus BS plus C. So this is a second order equation. So you will get the two roots for this second order equation. Okay, or you can call it as a quadratic equation, the second order quadratic equation. Okay, so let me consider that equation here. Okay, so then if you want to find the roots of this equation, you know the formula, that is minus B plus or minus square root of B square minus 4AC by 2A. So this is the formula, and the standard equation is A into S square plus B into S plus C is equal to 0. So in this equation, if you compare these two equations, in the place of A you are having 1, and in the place of B you are having R by L, and in the place of C you are having 1 by LC. Then you can substitute in this formula the A, B, C values. Okay, you will get, okay, the S1 is with respect to minus B plus square root of B square minus 4AC by 2A, and S2 is equal to minus B minus square root of B square minus 4AC by 2A. Okay, so then you will get the two roots. Okay, so one is what is that, minus R by 2L plus square root of R square by 4L square minus 1 by LC, and the second root is, that is minus R by L minus square root of R square by 4L square minus 1 by LC. So these are the two roots. Okay, so let me consider here the first term in this root, okay, that is minus R by 2L is equal to alpha, and the second term, that is square root of R square by 4L square minus 1 by LC. Okay, so you can consider it as a beta. Then we will get the two roots are S is equal to S1 is equal to alpha plus beta, and S2 is equal to alpha minus beta. Okay, then if you substitute this alpha plus beta and alpha minus beta in this equation, okay, because you can replace this equation as a S plus A into S plus B. Okay, so here the roots are A and B, so you can write it as s minus of alpha plus beta into s minus of alpha minus beta. So these are the two roots. Okay, so why we have I mean divided like this means, because actually what we have to find, we have to find I of s, sorry, I of t, the response in terms of t domain, or the response with respect to the time. Okay, so for that you have to apply the inverse Laplace transformation. Okay, so to apply the inverse Laplace transformation, what you have to do, you have to apply the partial fractions, because you have to make that equation, okay, into a standard form, okay, to get applied by the inverse Laplace transformation. So that's why here I have converted this equation into this form. Then after that you can apply the partial fractions. Okay, so you guys already know how to apply the partial fractions. Then find k1 and k2 value by applying the partial fractions. Okay, so here the k1 and k2 value you got where are that, k1 and k2 are the constants. Okay, so which can be evaluated by the normal methods. Okay, so here just we have considered as a k1 and k2, but here I'm not going to find the k1 and k2 values. Okay, because here we don't know the what is that r and l and c values. So that's why here I'm just considering the k1 and k2 are some constant values. Okay, so then next case, actually here there are these are the three cases. Okay, there will be three cases, okay, based on the alpha and beta value. Okay, so the first case, let me consider alpha is greater than, or here the beta, what is that, the beta value, the beta having the two terms. This is the beta, this beta having the two terms. Okay, one is r square by 4l square and another one is 1 by lc. Okay, so suppose in these two terms, okay, so that r by 12l square, the first term is greater than the, because actually these s1 and s2 roots, okay, this because this beta value, okay, so actually s1 s2 values అనేవి maybe three chances there are. ఒకటి రియల్ అన్న అయి ఉండొచ్చు, ఓకే, లేకపోతే ఈక్వల్ అన్న అయి ఉండొచ్చు, ఓకే, అదర్వైజ్ కాంప్లెక్స్ కాంజుగేట్ రూట్స్ అయినా అయి ఉండొచ్చు. ఓకే, దెర్ ఆర్ త్రీ ఛాన్సెస్, ఓకే, బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ బీటా. ఎందుకంటే సపోజ్ ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఫస్ట్ టర్మ్ అంటే ఆర్ స్క్వేర్ బై 4l స్క్వేర్ ఈస్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 1 బై ఎల్సి అనుకోండి. సో అప్పుడు రూట్ లో ఉన్న వాల్యూ ఏమొస్తుంది మీకు, యూ విల్ గెట్ ద పాజిటివ్ వాల్యూ. ఓకే, so which means the total root, that is alpha plus beta or the alpha minus beta, also you will get the positive value. Okay, or the real value only, not whether it is positive or negative, we don't know, but you will get definitely the real value, you won't get the imaginary value. Okay, so అలా కాకుండా ఫస్ట్ కేసు ఇది. ఓకే, సో సెకండ్ కేసులో ఇప్పుడు ఆర్ స్క్వేర్ బై 4l స్క్వేర్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1 బై ఎల్సి అనుకోండి. ఓకే, సో అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ఈ టోటల్ టర్మ్ జీరో అయిపోతుంది. జీరో అయిపోతే అప్పుడు అంటే ఏంటిది, బీటా జీరో అయిపోతుంది. సో అప్పుడు s1 ఈక్వల్ టు ఆల్ఫానే అవుతుంది, s2 ఈక్వల్ టు కూడా ఆల్ఫానే అవుతుంది. అంటే అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, s1 ఈక్వల్ టు s2 అవుతుంది. అంటే రూట్స్ అనేవి రెండు సేమ్ ఈక్వల్ అవుతాయి. ఓకే, ఇది సెకండ్ కేస్. థర్డ్ కేసులో సపోజ్ ఆర్ స్క్వేర్ బై 4l స్క్వేర్ ఈజ్ లెస్ దాన్ 1 బై ఎల్సి అనుకోండి. సో అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, మీకు ఈ రూట్ లో ఉన్న వాల్యూ నెగిటివ్ వస్తుంది. అంటే స్క్వేర్ రూట్ ఆఫ్ నెగిటివ్ వాల్యూ ఏమవుతుంది, యూ విల్ గెట్ జే టర్మ్. సో విచ్ మీన్స్ యూ విల్ గెట్ ద ఇమాజినరీ టర్మ్. సో అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ఇది ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ జే బీటా, ఇది ఆల్ఫా మైనస్ జే బీటా వస్తుంది. అంటే ఏంటిది, మీకు కాంప్లెక్స్ కాంజుగేట్ రూట్స్ వస్తున్నాయి. ఓకే, అంటే based on the value, these two terms, you will get three kind of you may get the roots having may three values. Okay, ఒకటి ఏంటిది, ఫస్ట్ కేసులో you may get the real values. Okay, second case లో you may get the equal poles, and third case లో you may get the complex conjugate poles. Okay, the same thing here they have done. See, first case లో r by 2l is whole square is greater than 1 by lc అన్నాడు. సో అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ఆల్ఫా అండ్ బీటా రియల్ పార్ట్స్ అవుతాయి కాబట్టి, సో దానికి నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు ఇన్వర్స్ లాప్లాస్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ అప్లై చేసావు అనుకోండి ఐ ఆఫ్ ఎస్ కి, సో ఏమవుతుంది, ఐ ఆఫ్ టీ అవుతుంది. సో సిమిలర్ గా ఈ టూ టర్మ్స్ కి కూడా ఇన్వర్స్ లాప్లాస్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ అప్లై చేస్తే యూ విల్ గెట్ k1 ఇంటూ ఈ టు ది పవర్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ బీటా ఇంటూ టీ ప్లస్ k2 ఇంటూ ఈ టు ది పవర్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ఫా మైనస్ బీటా ఇంటూ టీ. ఓకే, సో మీరు దీన్ని ఈ టు ది పవర్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ బీటా ఇంటూ టీని మీరు ఏం రాసుకోవచ్చు, ఈ టు ది పవర్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ఫా ఇంటూ టీ ప్లస్ ఈ టు ది పవర్ ఆఫ్ బీటా ఇంటూ టీ దగ్గర రాసుకుంటే, if you take e to the power of alpha as a common, then you will get k1 into e to the power of beta into t plus k2 into e to the power of minus beta into t. Okay, so in this case the condition it is called as a, the circuit is said to be over damped system. The circuit is over damped. Okay, so ikkada inko concept meeku actually you don't know. Okay, so actually what is over damped? Okay, before that actually what is damping? Okay, so what is damping is nothing but actually here there are three kinds of systems are there based on the damping ratio. Okay, so usually that is represented as a zeta. Okay, so this is zeta, this is called as the damping ratio. So which is defined as the actual damping by the critical damping. Okay, the damping ratio is defined by the actual damping by the critical damping. So అంటే ఇక్కడ ఈ based on zeta value you will get the four different kinds of systems. Okay, so those are under damped system, over damped system, critical damped system or undamped system. Okay, so ఎందుకంటే okay, so before that let me go for the another what is that case, because మీకు ఇక్కడ under damped, over damped, critical damped అంటే ఏంటో you have to understand. Okay, so let me go with respect to the time. Okay, so in this response of the system with respect to the time, and in our case in RLC circuit we got the second order system. Second order system ante enti? So you are getting that is like s square plus 2 what is that like this. Okay, s square plus or as square plus bs plus c, something like that. Okay, సో సపోజ్ సెకండ్ ఆర్డర్ సిస్టమ్ యొక్క స్టాండర్డ్ ఫామ్ ఇది. ఓకే, మీరు ఇదంతా మీరేం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సిన పని లేదు. ఓకే, బట్ జస్ట్ ఫర్ యువర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ పర్పస్ ఓన్లీ ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్ వాట్ ఈస్ అండర్ డాంప్డ్, వాట్ ఈస్ ఓవర్ డాంప్డ్ అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ క్రిటికల్ డాంప్డ్. ఓకే, సో హియర్ ఇఫ్ యూ సీ this is the we call it as a characteristic equation. Okay, so here this is the standard form of the characteristic equation. So here that is 2 zeta omega n. So here zeta is called as the damping ratio. So this is defined as the ratio of the actual damping by the critical damping, and based on this damping ratio the system can be divided into four different types. Okay, so that is, suppose if zeta value is 0, then that is the undamped system, and if the zeta value is less than 1 and greater than 0, that is underdamped system, and zeta is equal to 1, that is critically damped system, and zeta is greater than 1, that is overdamped system. Okay, so okay, don't, I mean, just forget about this zeta value. Based on the zeta value you can forget. Okay, but you have to know these are the different types of systems. Those are underdamped, overdamped, critically damped and undamped system. Okay, so actually మనం ఏంటి, based on roots also you can say what kind of system it is. Okay, so first case లో మనకు roots ఎలా వచ్చినాయి? Roots are real and unequal, right? Okay, roots are real and unequal because what is that the first term in the square root is greater than the second term. Okay, so because here you can see, yeah, so you can see here the both the roots are, you will get the real parts only because ఎందుకంటే r I mean this first part is greater than the second part, కాబట్టి రూట్ లో ఉన్న పార్ట్ మొత్తం పాజిటివ్ వస్తుంది. కాబట్టి మీకు టోటల్ గా రూట్స్ అనేవి ఏమవుతుంది, పాజిటివ్ అండ్ రియల్. ఓకే, నాట్ పాజిటివ్, జస్ట్ రియల్ అండ్ అన్ఈక్వల్. ఓకే, ఎందుకు అన్ఈక్వల్ అంటే s1 ఈక్వల్ టు s2 కాదు ఫస్ట్ కేసులో. ఓకే, ఎందుకంటే s1 ఈక్వల్ టు ఏంటిది మీకు, s1 ఈక్వల్ టు s minus alpha plus beta, and s2 equal to, sorry, here this is s plus, the printing mistake. Okay, so s plus alpha plus beta, and ikkada s minus alpha plus beta, kabatti rendu different roots, not equal roots. Okay, so kabatti, so then if the roots are real and unequal, then that is the over damped system. See here you can see in this case, yeah, the roots are real and unequal and the system is over damped system. Okay, so based on the roots value also you can say what kind of system, whether it is over damped or under damped system. Okay, so similarly if you take the second case, okay, suppose that r by 2l whole square equal to 1 by lc. Okay, so then you will get the beta value is equal to 0, then you will get the roots are equal, the roots are real and equal because s1 equal to s2, because s1 equal to alpha and s2 is equal to also alpha because beta value is 0 in both the cases. So that's why if the roots are real and equal, then that is a critically damped system, because here you can see the roots are real and equal, and the system is a critically damped system. Okay, the system is a critically damped system. Okay, so like that, we can define what is undamped, underdamped, and critically damped system. Okay, so third case law, if you see, if you take the condition, okay, so that is r by 2l whole square is less than 1 by lc. సో అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, రూట్ లో ఉన్న వాల్యూ అనేది నెగిటివ్ వాల్యూ వస్తుంది, కాబట్టి మీకు జే టర్మ్ వస్తుంది, కాబట్టి రూట్స్ అనేవి కాంప్లెక్స్ కాంజుగేట్ అవుతుంటాయి. సో రూట్స్ అనేవి కాంప్లెక్స్ కాంజుగేట్ అయ్యారనుకోండి, సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద సిస్టమ్? సి, the roots are complex conjugate and the system is underdamped system. Okay, the system is underdamped system. Okay, so then here you can see the roots are complex conjugate. Okay, then for this condition the circuit is said to be underdamped. Okay, and the current oscillates as shown in figure. So the current is oscillates because here if you see the response of the system in different cases. Okay, suppose here the response of the undamped system, of course we don't have any undamped system, but the response of the underdamped second order system, see the response of the underdamped second order system is like this. Okay, so that's why here also in this case, see these are in the underdamped, okay, case, you are getting the what is that, the response of the system is like this, because it will get oscillations and after some time it will reach to the steady state. So here also you can see this is the response of underdamped second order system, the response of underdamped second order system for a unit step input, because here also we have given the unit step voltage, okay, the input. Okay, so that's why here this waveform and this waveform resembles the same. And similarly, if it is over damped case, okay, you can see here this is critically damped. Okay, of course this is the critically damped. Okay, it will go and reach up to the some time, and then over damped case, see this is the over damped. Okay, so in over damped also it will almost like in the critical damped. Okay, but it will take more time to reach the steady state when compared to the what is that, critically damped system. Okay, see that's why, see here this is the critical damped, here it is reached to the steady state at this particular point, but over damped system, okay, it will not reach at this particular point, maybe it will reach somewhere. Okay, so after some other time it will reach to the steady state. Okay, so this is about the what is that, the response of the series RLC circuit. Okay, and here as I told you, because this is the natural frequency, so here you can see what is natural frequency, because here you can see the standard form of the uh, yeah, here see this is the omega n. Omega n is the undamped natural frequency, the natural frequency omega n. So the same omega n here, it is equal to 1 by square root of LC. Okay, 1 by square root of LC. Okay, so this is about the response of the what is that, series RLC circuit. Okay, so I know because you are having so many doubts here, especially from this chapter, because you don't know so many what is that, topics. Okay, so that I have discussed in this chapter. Okay, so because I think you never studied about what are the initial conditions, and you never studied about what is the response. Okay, you never studied about what is control system, and you never studied about what is that, what is this second order system, and what is this underdamped, overdamped, and critically damped. Okay, but don't worry. Okay, so you can just follow the procedure, whatever the procedure I have explained. Okay, because you just what is that, try to get understand. Okay, but still if you are having any doubts, okay, you can just contact me. Okay, I mean you can just ask me, so that I will explain again. Okay, because actually the problem with this chapter is, okay, so if you know the what is that, the response, the what is that, the response of the system with respect to the time. Okay, or the time response analysis. Okay, so actually in your in the second, I mean in the second year, you will study about all these things. Okay, so the time response analysis, so there you will get understand, because if you know the time response analysis, then you can easily get understand this transient. Okay, this chapter. Okay, but no problem. That's why I mean I didn't very focused on this chapter. Okay, because that's why I mean I just postponed to what is that, finish this chapter. Okay, that's why I explained in the last, because suppose if I explained I mean after the first unit, okay, so you people will get confused and you will get disappointed. Okay, so what is this subject, it is not understandable, like that you may feel. So that's why I mean I just postponed to explain this chapter at the final. Okay, so no problem. Okay, this is about the what is that, the series RLC circuit, the response of the series RLC circuit. Okay, so with this topic, I mean almost our syllabus is completed, because we have already finished the first, third, fourth, fifth chapters. Okay, so this is about the second chapter. Okay, so the second chapter also has been finished. Okay, but some more problems are there to discuss from the second chapter. Okay, so today we will discuss those problems also. So then we will finish the what is that, the syllabus. Okay, so then from tomorrow onwards, okay, we will discuss, we will revise some important questions or important topics, okay, which are present in our what is that, network analysis. Okay, or some what is that, the topics, okay, which you want to me to explain. Okay, so if you let me know before the class, so that I can explain those topics in that class. Okay, so like that we will continue